Have you ever found yourself envious of a friend's success or happiness and then thought, wait, what kind of friend does that make me? Today, I want to talk about something that I think we all go through, but we don't always want to admit, and that's feeling envy for other people's success. I know whenever it happens to me, I'm like, what the flying what kind of friend does that make me? Especially when it's somebody I really like and I really want them to be happy. And it's like I get two pangs, the pang of feeling envy and then the second pang, which is the pang of shame, where I feel like I must be such a terrible person for feeling this way. Thankfully, I feel like I'm progressing and I don't feel that the initial pang usually sticks with me that long, and I'm actually then able to genuinely be happy for my friends. But I'm still often surprised about that initial pang. And so today I wanted to pull two cards. The first card is to ask why. Why do we still sometimes feel envy or jealousy when our friends have success? I want to know, is there a deeper need or something else that's being triggered? And then the second card I'm going to pull is how I can continue to progress so that eventually I don't even have those pangs and I can just be completely and genuinely happy for my loved ones all the time. I'm pulling these two cards for myself, but as often the case, I find that the wisdom that comes from an individual's question can actually be surprisingly universal. So let's go ahead and pick the two cards. Ooh, the Eight of Wands. This card is all about speed, momentum, movement. In the Wild Unknown deck, it's a flash of lightning coming down and hitting a wand. And actually, that's pretty much how envy can feel sometimes. I'll be minding my own business and then, bam, out of nowhere, this sharp pain comes and hits me. Just like this lightning that comes crackling through the dark night. But pulling this card, it's actually kind of reassuring because it reminds me that that feeling is fast. It moves through me. It also seems to be pointing at to where I am on the path. For sure, I want to be the type of person who's always happy for my friends, with no weird pangs at all. But the truth is, sometimes I still do. And that doesn't make me wrong or bad, it just makes me human. This card is reminding me, just don't get stuck there. Be like a lightning rod. Just let it go, don't grab it, don't feed it, don't attach to the story that I'm a bad friend. Just notice and let it pass. This card also makes me wonder if perhaps the reason why I feel envy is because other people's success feels so colorful, especially if what I'm going through at the moment seems maybe a little bit darker or heavier, kind of like going through a grind. And this flash of lightning just reminds me that it might be the contrast that is the reason it's hurting. But I'm also getting a deeper message through this card, because envy, like sadness or even anger, aren't bad. They're signals. And maybe this flash of lightning is shining a light on something that I need to put my attention on. Maybe it's pointing me to something that I need to shift in my own life. So let's have a look at the second card and see what perhaps we can do in order to progress and just actually always be happy for our friends. And here we have Justice, a big one, a major arcana. Justice is about balance, truth, fairness. And in the Wild Unknown deck, we see two cats, black and white, sitting face to face, tails intertwined. Everything in the image looks a little bit like a mirror, and it almost seems as if they're looking at me and judging me, saying, what, you still feel this way when your friends have success? But this card is not about shame. It's about, again, being in alignment. To me, this card is asking me to come back to my own truth. A little bit like in the Eight of Wands. What is off balance? Because when I have that pang of envy, it's not really about my friends, it's more about myself. And to me, there's also a deeper message of this card. It's one of the lessons I've been learning these days. That idea that we're all connected, that we're all reflections of each other. And to be honest, I really want to believe that. I love the idea that we're all just one. But in reality, I still feel like I'm a separate being from others. But this card is an invitation to keep learning and to keep leaning in that direction. Because in a way, if we are all connected and if we are all one, then other people's happiness is actually mine too. And if I could really feel that truth and not just understand it, I think that would make a big difference. So if you're like me and you still struggle when your friends have wins and you might feel pangs of envy, let the Eight of Wands and also the Justice card remind you. The pang you feel is just a flash. The feelings will move fast if you let them. And that envy can be a clue, not a flaw. That your path has your own rhythm and your own truth. And that maybe, just maybe, their joy isn't separate from yours. Thanks so much for watching. I'm sending you lots of love and lots of laughter. I'll see you next video. Bye.